Hey, it's Celton at the Rosedale Club. I have a 45-minute yoga flow for you today. Before we get started, make sure that you are medically sound to exercise. Don't be afraid to take breaks, modify whenever you need to. For today's practice, have a pillow or something to sit on. Yoga blocks, anything like that works. Okay? We're going to start in a seated position today. Sit on your pillow or your yoga block. You can sit cross-legged. You can sit on your shins. Okay, and sit in a way that you feel comfortable. Okay, relax the shoulders. Let the arms hang. You can rest your hands on your knees, face up or down. And I'll invite you to close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes. And when you're ready, start to notice your breath. Okay, find your inhale and your exhale. And as you breathe in and out, notice the parts of you that are moving as you breathe. Okay, notice the chest rising and falling with the breath. Notice the belly filling and emptying with the breath. And notice the spine lengthening and shortening with the breath. And relax the body so that you're able to expand fully with every inhale and relax fully with every exhale. Take one more inhale and an exhale. Okay, open the eyes with a few blinks. Okay, from your seated position, take one leg in front of the other so that you create a little bit of a gap between your two shins. And then from here, start to fold forward. Reach the arms forward. Reach as far forward as you can. Let the belly drop down onto the ground. You start to feel the outside of the hip stretch. Okay, take an inhale, lift the chest. The same leg that's in front. Grab the knee with the opposite hand. Bring the hand behind you and start to look over the shoulder. And as you exhale, try to pull yourself further into a twist. Take an inhale, come back to center. Take the same leg that's in front, take the other hand on top of the knee, press the knee down, and then bring your hand up and over. If it's nice, you can look underneath the arm up to the ceiling. Okay, come back to center and switch legs, bring the other shin in front. Try to create a little bit of a gap between the shins. Your front leg should look like it's in a pigeon. And start to fold forward. Reach the hands forward. If you think you can get your hips down, and let everything relax down. Okay, inhale as you lift the chest. Okay, bring the hand onto the opposite knee. Pull yourself into a twist. The other hand can come behind you. And as you breathe in and out, allow your body to expand and collapse. Okay, bring yourself to center. And then pressing the hand down into the knee, bring the other hand up and over. Try to anchor one side of the body down as you laterally flex the spine. Okay, take an inhale, come to center. Okay, bring yourself off of your block and onto your hands and knees. Okay, spread the hands wide, and we'll start to warm up the wrists. Okay, with the hands spread wide, start to circle around them. Okay, bring the weight of the body all the way around the hands. Okay, switch directions, start to circle the other way. Okay, come back to center. Spin the hands out, fingers towards you, thumbs away from the center of the body. Spread the fingers wide, and then do the same thing. Start to circle around the hands. And as you're circling, you'll feel the forearm stretch, the wrist stretch. Might even feel the shoulder stretch. Okay, switch directions if you haven't already. Come back to center, and we don't just want to stretch the hands, we want to also engage the hands. So reset the hands, turn the fingers forward, thumbs in. And I want you to come to the fingertips. And once you come to your fingertips, try to scrunch the hands inward so that you bring the fingers almost closer together. Okay, and then very slowly drop down to the palm. Okay, so lift up to the fingertips, squeeze, and then drop down to the palm. And we'll do this about 5 more times. And when you come down, you want to try to come down nice and slow. Okay, so up and down. Okay, 2 more. And then 1 more. Okay, next come on to the knuckles. Make a fist with the hands. Okay, and then same idea here. I want you to slowly come to the back of the hands, and then you're going to come up onto the knuckles again. Okay, so relax down to the back of the hands, and then come up. And then just do that a few times. You can make this one a little bit harder by walking the knees further back. Okay, you want to feel the engagement in the hands and the forearm. Okay, another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Okay, let's reset the hands again. Okay, spread the fingers wide. And at this point, I want you to start to get a feel of gripping the ground or gripping your mat with your hands. So you're on the hand, but you're gripping so that you're lifting your finger knuckles, okay? And that's a really important grip. That's going to keep everything engaged, keep everything strong. Okay, from here, drop the elbows down and then lift the elbows straight up. Okay, this is a tricep extension. Okay, extension at the elbow. Okay, and so while you're doing this, keep the hands engaged. If you want to make it a little bit harder, walk your knees further back. You might even be able to come up to a plank. Okay, we'll do another 5. All the while, keep the hands gripping the ground. 4, 3, 2, and then 1 more. Straighten the arms. Walk your feet in and press into a downward dog. Okay, once you come in a downward dog, take a moment to pedal in, so not losing the engagement in the hands and forms that we started with today, but start to move into the hips. You can bend one knee, then the other knee. Shake the hips from side to side. Probably fix your shirt a couple times. And we'll start to flow. When you're ready, use your breath in to pull yourself forward to plank. And when I mean pull, I want you to grip the ground, pull yourself forward with the hands. Okay, use the exhale to push back. Okay, inhale brings you forward, hands pulling you forward. And then exhale, push back. Okay, let's do a few more. Two more. And then one more. Next time you come forward to your plank, hold your plank. Okay, bring the shoulders over the wrists. Okay, hands and arms, shoulders are strong. Engage the core, engage the legs. Here for another 3 deep breaths. For 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from here, drop your knees. And then drop the elbows down. Okay, lift your knees back up, find a forearm plank. Okay, spread the hands wide, try to engage and grip the mat. Okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, drop the knees down, press up. Okay, lift the knees, find your plank. Grip the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can drop the knees or just drop the elbows down. Find your forearm plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, drop the knees, drop the hips, and then let the chest lift. Release the toes. Come into a Sphinx pose. Okay, let the core relax down. Pull the chest forward. Allow the spine to extend. Okay, release the elbows up from underneath you. Pull the hands in so that the thumbs are touching the bottom rib. And from this position, I want you to try to lift 1 inch off the ground. Okay, so you can curl your toes under, try to lift, and then lower down. Just for a split second. In that split second, you're going to bring a lot of load onto your shoulders. So see how that feels? You might need to lift from your knees. It's going to be a little bit less load on the shoulders. Okay, so slowly work out. Let's do another 5. Okay, 4, 3, 2, and last one, try to hold for 3. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the chest down, release the toes. Try to keep the hands where they are. Pull the elbows in tight to the body. Take an exhale. On your inhale, lift the chest and find your cobra. Okay, on the exhale, lower down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, find your cobra. Okay, exhale, lower down 1 more time. Next time you breathe in, take a cobra or upward dog by straightening the arms. Okay, in upward dog, you can try lifting your knees off the mat. And when you find your exhale, push back to downward dog. Okay, from your downward dog, look at the hands and take a step or a jump there. Okay, once you get to the hands, catch the elbows and just hang out over the legs. Let the upper body hang down. Maybe shake out the hands if that was a lot of work, and strengthening for the hands and the shoulders, wrists. And then very slowly come up to a stand. You can roll up, you can hinge up. Okay, once you come up, take a moment to reset. Okay, when you're ready, bring your feet together, legs together. Okay, and use the inhale to come into chair pose. Bend the knees, bend at the hips, and bring the arms up. As you're reaching up, think about reaching the fingers away from your tailbone. Try to pull the hips down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take an exhale and fold over the legs. When you breathe in, bring the hands to the shins and look up. And when you breathe out, step to your plank. And once you come to your plank, find the engagement in your hands and shoulders, gripping of the mat. Pull yourself down to Chaturanga Dandasana, finding that hovering position off the ground. And when you breathe in, take a cobra or an upward dog. Okay, breathe out to downward dog. And that was our vinyasa flow. And if you want to try 1 or 2 more of those, feel free to take them. Okay, inhaling forward to plank. Okay, exhaling to lower down. Inhaling to lift the chest. And then exhaling back. Okay, maybe take 1 more. Okay, when you're ready, come back down to the knees. Okay, from the knees, let's swing the legs forward. And we're going to come right down to the hips. Okay, bring the legs out in front of you, hands behind you. Take the legs nice and wide, let the knees drop down to the side. And start to windshield wipe from side to side. You're letting the knees drop to one side, and then drop to the other side. As you're moving, notice how the hips feel, notice any tightness. It actually feels really nice. Hopefully it does. Maybe it starts to feel nice after a little while. Okay? In other words, we're going to keep coming side to side. I want you to see if you can do this without the hands. So try to bring yourself forward. Okay? Balancing here. And then try coming side to side here. Okay? Notice how I'm trying to get my knees down on both sides. Your knees might not touch down, that's okay. Just move through the range of motion you feel comfortable moving through. Okay? Let's go a little further. If you feel like you can take your hands by your ears with the elbows wide, sitting up tall, let's try that. Okay, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and next time that you come to one side, drop the knees down. Bring your hands forward over the thigh. And start to lower the chest down. As you bring your body weight down onto this thigh, notice any stretching that you feel in the hip. Okay, lift the chest. Maybe hands by the ears. Switch to the other side. Okay, same thing. Bring the hands down. and start to drop your body weight down onto the thigh. Okay, lift the chest, maybe hands by the ears, switch sides again, and then this time I want you to try to lower without the hands. So see if you can drop the chest down onto the thigh, lift the chest up without the hands, and then switch sides. Okay, same thing. Okay, and there's a couple ways you can do this. So one, you can strengthen your back by lifting up with the back. Okay, so using your extensor muscles to lift the chest. Another way you can do this is with engagement through the legs. So as you come up, press down through the leg that you're leaning on, and you're going to feel a stretch and some strength from that hip. Okay, we'll do this a few more times. So you can focus on the back, you can focus on the legs. Maybe it's a combination of both. Okay, one more time. Okay, next time that you switch sides, okay, let yourself lean, turn, and then start to walk your hands behind the thigh. Okay, as you're walking, you're going to feel a big stretch through your torso. Okay, try to keep the lower body anchored as you twist. And breathe in and out as you're moving through. You'll feel the stretch in the torso. Maybe you're even feeling the stretch right down to the quad and the hip flexor. If you think you can lower down to the forearms, lower down to the forearms. Maybe after a few breaths, you can cross one hand under and look the other direction. Okay, a couple more breaths. Slowly release out of that. Okay, bring yourself to center. Okay, switch sides, twist, and then start to walk behind the thigh. Okay, keep the lower body anchored. You're going to have to pull yourself back. Take your time. So maybe a couple of breaths, you stay up on the hands. Maybe after a couple of breaths, you come to the forearms. And then maybe after a little while, you go a little bit further by crossing the arm under. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release. And bring yourself forward. Okay, let's come to center. Cross over the legs. Okay, bring yourself through a vinyasa flow. That would feel nice. And then we'll come right back to downward dog. Once you come to your downward dog, take a couple breaths. Notice any change in the hips. Okay, when you're ready, send the right leg up nice and high. Okay, as you send the right leg up, press strongly through the hands. Okay, try to send that leg as high as you can. Okay, next time you breathe out, bring the right knee into the nose. Pull the shoulders forward as you come forward. Lots of weight into the hands for 5, 4,
3, 2, and 1. Send the right leg up. When you breathe out, bring the right knee into the right elbow. Try to touch, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send the right leg up. Okay, next time that you breathe out, bring the right knee into the left elbow. Try to touch. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right leg up. And then step the right foot forward between the hands. Okay, once you get the foot forward, you might want to find the fingertips. You might even have your hands propped up on something else. Okay, keep the left knee lifted. Let the hips drop down, but keep the left thigh engaged. Okay, get the legs in a long stance. You can wiggle the front toes forward, press through the back heel, and then slowly start to rise up into your high lunge. Okay, bringing the arms up, reach up nice and high. Okay, big bend in the front leg, feeling the leg engage. And then we're supporting through the back leg as well. Okay, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, next time you breathe out, drop your right arm back and then swing the left arm forward and come into a twist. Try to look back to the right hand. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Guide your left hand down beside the right foot and come into a low twist. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Start to roll into the outsides of the feet. Okay, we'll go a little bit further. See if you can lift your inner arches and reach straight back for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the right arm forward. As you come forward, turn on your feet to the left and turn both toes to face the same way, coming into a straddle. Okay, let the toes turn in slightly and then catch the elbows or the shoulders. Okay, when you're ready, travel back towards the right foot, top of the mat. Get the hands around the foot. When you step the right foot back, I want you to keep it lifted. Okay, hold the right leg up. Okay, find yourself in a 3-limb plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a step forward with the right foot again. And then this time, come up to your warrior 2. Okay, drop the left toes down to the side. Get the left foot flat. Keep the right toes pointing forward, and then bring one arm forward and one arm back. You know, this time your hips and your chest are faced to the side. And feel free to play with your stance a little bit. So maybe you didn't get the foot too far forward. You think you can wiggle the toes a little bit more. Feel free to do that. Okay. And then while you're here, I want you to imagine that we have the floor behind this right thigh and that you're pressing into the floor just like we did on the ground. Okay? Or imagine that there's a wall right behind this right thigh and you're pressing out. Okay, and that's the external rotation that we worked on before. Okay, so feel that engagement. Okay, one more breath here in warrior 2. Okay, and then from here, straighten the right leg. Okay. As your right hand reaches forward, pull the left hip towards the left. And if you miss that, try that a couple times. Okay, so watch how my left hip moves left as my right arm reaches forward. Okay, just to really point that out, the hips are going to tilt as I move. Okay, let's do that one more time. Reach forward, let the hip move back. Okay, and once you can't go any further, bring one hand down and one arm out. Okay, coming into triangle pose. Okay, if it feels supportive to bring the hand onto the shin, you can keep it there. If you prefer a little bit of extra work in the core, you can keep the hand lifted off the shin. Holding here for a few deep breaths. And looking at the left hand, pull yourself all the way up. Okay, one arm forward, one arm back. When you're ready, take a step forward with the left knee into the chest. Okay, to the top of the mat. Okay, once you bring the left knee up, take a few circles each direction. And after a 3 and 3, bring the left knee back up in center. Cross the left ankle over the right knee, and then let the left knee come to the side. Okay, once you come here, hands to the center of the chest. Okay, and then once you're here, I want you to think just like in our Warrior 2, try to press the knee as if there's a wall behind it. Okay? You can stay here, you can sink down. If you sink down, same thing. Try to press the knee down this time, just like there's the floor underneath it. Okay, send the hips back. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you rise, pull the left knee up in center, and then take an exhale into Warrior 3. Send the left leg back. As you send the left leg back, lean forward. Okay, I like to point the left toes down here and press through the heel like I have a wall behind that to press into. Okay, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a step back. Okay, bring the hands down. When you step into plank, keep the right leg lifted. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that right foot into pigeon pose. Okay, bring the right foot to the left hand. Drop the right knee down. Let the left leg drop down. Okay, and once you come into pigeon, you can take it any way you'd like. So one way is to make it very passive. You can let the hips rock to one side and just rest down. One way to make this very active, okay, so this is making your stretch active is a really nice way to increase flexibility. Okay, so if this is a really tough one for you, then I recommend the active version. Keeping the chest lifted, try to press the thigh through the ground, okay, just like we did before. You can even try reaching the arms up once you come here. Okay? And I'm only staying lifted by engaging, by pressing the leg through the ground. My spinal extensors in the back of my body are also working really hard while I'm here. Okay, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly slide the right leg back. And then once you bring that right leg back, finish off with a few circles one way, and then a few circles the other way. Okay, when you're ready, if a vinyasa flow would feel good, feel free to take that flow. And then we'll come back to downward dog. If you haven't grabbed a sip of water, and you feel like you could use one, definitely take a little water break here. And then when you're ready, let's send the left leg up into three-legged dog. Okay, try to bring the left leg as high as you can. This is a very challenging movement. Requires active hip extension. Okay, so do your best. You're going to feel your glutes working for another 3, 2, and 1. Use an exhale, bring the left knee into the nose. Pull the shoulders forward as you do. Hands are engaged for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left leg up. Use your exhale to bring the left knee to the left elbow. Try to touch. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg up. Use the exhale, left knee to right elbow. Try to touch. Okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bring the left leg up, and then step the left foot forward between the hands. Okay, once you come forward, maybe find the fingertips. And then give yourself time here as we work into the other hip flexor. Breathe in as the hips start to open. Let the hips sink down. Try to keep the right knee engaged, right thigh engaged. Okay, start to press into the legs, lift the chest up, bring the arms up. Find your high lunge. And once you come here, you might feel a stretch all the way from your right toes right into your right fingers. Okay, for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use your exhale. Sweep the left hand back. Reach the right arm forward. Try to look back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Guide the right hand beside the left. Come into your low twist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little bit further. Roll onto the outsides of the feet. Find a supported side plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bring the hand forward. Right away, pivot to your right. Come into a straddle. Turn the toes in. And then this time, you can touch your elbows again. Maybe you want to grab the big toes. Pulling the elbows wide. Take a couple deep breaths here. Okay, release whatever you have. When you're ready, walk back to the left foot. When you step to plank, keep that left foot elevated. Okay, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step the left foot forward again, this time for warrior 2. Okay, drop the right foot to the side. Keep the left toes pointed forward. Bring the chest up. Okay, one arm forward, and then one arm back. And then once you come here, you're imagining that you have a wall behind or against the back, the outside of the left leg. You're pressing gently into that. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the left leg. Take a few hinges, forward and back, as you Warm into your triangle pose. Two more. And then the last one, try to go as far as you can, reaching forward, pulling the right hip back. Drop one hand down, one arm up, and look up to the right hand. And while you're here, the left hand can stay on the shin, it can stay in front. Okay, looking up to the right hand, pull yourself up, and take a step forward with the right knee into the chest. Okay, once you come up, take 3 circles one way, and then 3 circles the other way. Okay, bring the right knee up, cross the foot over the ankle, hands to the center of the chest, start to press the right knee into the wall behind you. Okay, you can stay up tall, you can try to sink down into a standing pigeon pose. As you're moving, try to press the right knee down or back, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And pull the right knee up, and then use your exhale, send it back into Warrior 3. Okay. If you'd like to try to line up the hips, you can try to, often we need to drop that right hip down to line them up for aesthetics. You can try that out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a step back. When you bring your hands down, keep the left foot elevated. Okay, hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your pigeon pose. Guide the left leg forward, and then drop your right knee down. And then just like before, you can make this active, or you can make this passive, you choose. Okay, a couple more deep breaths. Okay, when you're ready, bring the hands down. Slide the left leg back. And then take a few circles each direction. After a few circles each way, we're going to start to finish up our practice. Come right to the back. Once you come to your back, pull your knees into your chest. And once you come onto your back, take a moment to listen to any cravings the body might have. So maybe you feel like you need another twist. You might feel like you want to take another back bend or a plow pose, anything that would feel nice. Maybe you just want to tuck yourself into a tiny little ball here for a moment. And when you're ready, bring yourself up carefully and find a comfortable seat. Okay, so just like when we started, you might want to sit on a pillow,
or block.
Okay, sit comfortably. Relax the body again. Hands can rest on the knees, face up or down. And I'll invite you to close your eyes. And right away, start to notice the breath. And notice how the breath has changed. Notice if, as you breathe in and out, you've created more space for that breath. Notice how your nervous system and your emotions, your feelings have been affected from your practice as well. One more breath in and one more breath out. Thank yourself for coming today. Your body thanks you and your brain thanks you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll hope you enjoy that, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.